Hello, friend, and welcome. I am life architect and minimalist coach Francesca Very, and I'm so happy to have you here, the best place to be to create a home and a life that you love. Today, I want to talk about clutter, specifically surface clutter, and give you the 3 steps to getting rid of it for good. Let's start by quickly defining clutter. Clutter is all the stuff you have that doesn't have a home, it's in the wrong spot. Often, that wrong spot is on a counter, a table, a bed, or the floor. Those flat surfaces and any others like them are the perfect breeding ground for clutter. Keeping those flat surfaces clear of surface clutter doesn't mean you've conquered your clutter. An overstuffed drawer or a bulging closet often means you're keeping more than you like, need, or use. But the clutter you find on those flat surfaces can weigh on you differently. In fact, it is this visual clutter like junk mail or unfinished projects that you maneuver around daily that contribute to feeling out of control in your space. All clutter is heavy, perhaps even burdensome, but when it's consistently in sight, it can more immediately cause issues. It leaves your brain on a spin cycle, trying to constantly discern what matters. It robs you of slowness and being able to more easily take your next best steps in living a healthy and fulfilled life. Clutter leads to stress and overwhelm. It leads to always feeling like you must catch up and never feeling satisfied on time or prepared. So it's important to rid your space of surface clutter to create calm in your space and propel you to perhaps do more purging. At the least, it will leave you wanting to stay clutter-free because you're less likely to clutter or to put things down instead of putting them away when your flat surfaces are clear. Here are 3 actionable steps to take to get rid of surface clutter for good. Step 1 is identify what is trash. Now, there are a few places to start when decluttering, but I encourage my clients to start with the obvious. Trash is obvious. It's the stuff you can easily say no to when discerning whether an item belongs in your space or your life. Trash is what is broken or torn or too worn. It's a wrapper, an empty bottle, paper, or anything that's run its course. So to start, take 10 minutes and clear your space of trash. What's left is more manageable. Step 2, find a home for the keep. Often, what's important or necessary gets mixed up with the clutter, including the things you haven't easily or quickly decided on that land on the flat surfaces. Ideally, what's left once you sweep the space of what's trash is what you want or need to keep because it has purpose or meaning, and it needs to be put away. The most important organizational tenet is this: everything must have a home, and the home is never a flat surface. Remembering this tenet and putting it into action is the best thing you can do to declutter and keep clutter at bay. Simply put, when everything has a logical home that makes sense for the object, the area is tidy. And when tidy is present, clutter isn't. When things are tidy, you can find what you need when you need it without stress and frustration. A home creates tidiness and contributes to feeling prepared, calm, and confident. So take 10 to 20 minutes to put things back where they belong. You might come across items that belong outside the home. A plate you borrowed from a friend or a kitchen gadget you need to return to Target. Put them in a home too, by the door, or better yet, in your car, so you can complete the task next time you go out. And the third step is deal with the homeless. When you're clearing your surface clutter, you might run into homeless items for which you need to determine a home. In my experience, these items fall into one of 2 categories. They're either emotionally heavy or they haven't been properly housed, so they end up cluttering your surfaces. Let's dig into each category. Category 1, emotionally heavy. One reason you clutter or put things down for what's intended to be 2 minutes but ends up being 2 weeks is that you haven't put in the energy to determine if it has a purpose in your life. And often you don't put the energy into that because the item is emotionally charged. Someone gave it to you, you spent money on it, and you feel guilt or shame in letting it go. So instead you put it down. You tell yourself you'll deal with it later, but later equals clutter. When something comes in, question its purpose or necessity. Make sure you like it, need it, and will use it, and give yourself permission to let go if it doesn't. And then think about where you use the item, as that's where you should put it away. Category 2, not properly housed. This basically means the home either isn't right or is itself cluttered. Remember, putting it away isn't about shoving it on a shelf or stuffing it in a drawer. That won't make you feel good. And you want it to feel good, because a home that doesn't feel good or is too stuffed won't be used. And that's the precursor to the cycle of clutter. To determine the home, ask yourself a series of questions. Where do I use this? Where are other things like it stored? Does containing and storing this on a shelf or in a closet make it more accessible? Does hanging it in a closet or putting it in a drawer make more sense? Remember, when you put things down on a flat surface without determining and putting that item in a logical home, clutter builds. If you want to give yourself a great jump start in being clutter-free and reaping the many benefits, start with your flat surfaces. When you rid yourself of surface clutter, you literally and figuratively create space for endless, healthy living opportunities. If you'd like more information on clearing clutter from your home, my Clutter-Free Journey series is for you. It's free, and I'll link to it below, or you can go to my website, francescaveri.com, and the link is right there on the homepage. Until I see you again, remember, you are the architect of your life. You have the power to choose the contents, the thoughts, things, and people that will make it a life you love. See you soon.